So before we can authorize users, let us create some new roles in the ASP.NET roles table. So let's create a role with administrators. We are going to be using the name column and not the normalized name. Let's create one more role. We will call this as editors. Let's give the name as edit in the normalized name. So we have the ID as 1 and 2 for the editors and 1 for the administrators. Let's go back to our net user roles table. And add the user ID or map the user ID to the role ID. So we need to first pick up the user ID which is available in our ASP.NET users table. So let's copy this and let us paste it here. Now we will make the demo user to be an administrator for now. So now we have the relationship established for all of these tables. We can see that we have the user. We have different type of roles for our application, and then we are mapping the user to the role. So now we have the necessary information in order to work through the authorization. We will make some changes in our program.cs to accommodate the user roles. So we already have the add default identity injected. Let's also add roles. This will be of type identity role. So this will allow us to validate the roles that we have within the database and apply them in our application. We'll add some business logic. We will assume that the administrator role has access to all the pages and all the functionalities within those pages, but the editor's role has only access to the update button and not the delete. So if a user has an editor's role, the user cannot delete any products. So let's, considering this business rule, let us add some validations on the page. We have index where we are displaying the update and the delete button. So only if a user is an admin, we will make the delete button available, else we will hide it. So the way you can accomplish this task is by validating the user role. So the role is available in the user dot is in role, and we will check the role that we want to check is administrators. So if the user is in role administrators, will make this button visible to the user with the role administrator. So let's compile this. We will also change the user's role in our Aspnet user roles table from admin to editors. So now user 1 has a role of an editor. And let's go back to our app. Click on the login. And let's enter the email address. So we have the user successfully logged in. Click on the products. Now we can see that this user does not have the ability to delete records because this user belongs to the editor's role. So let us display the role type with the name. So let's make changes to the code. Let us navigate to the login portion. In this, we will make some changes to our code. Let us inject or add some code. Declare a variable. We'll call it as user type. If the user dot is in role, administrators will have the user type set to admin, else user type is set to edit. Let's have one more condition here. We have the edit, else it's going to be blank. Let's enclose this in brackets. And here we're going to simply print the user type. Let's compile this. Let's run the application. Click on the login. Let's log in. So we can see that we have the role being now displayed with the user. Then when we go to the products, okay, so the user cannot this user cannot delete the products. So this is how we can enable authorization. So depending upon the business rules, you could have the create new product disabled, or maybe made this invisible. So this is how the authorization works within the ASP.NET Core using default identity. I would like to demonstrate to you how the authorization works in the controller without making changes in the front end. So if we had to enable the authorization, we have to have the authorized attributes. And let's say that we want the add new product button to be only accessed by administrators. So we can use the roles property within the authorize and provide the role name. In our case, it is administrators. So here we are making sure that only the users with the role administrators have access to this create method. So let's compile this and run the solution. Let's click on the login. Enter the email. Click on the products. And here we have the create new product. Now the role of this user is of editor. We expect this button not to work. Let's click on this. So you can see that we have received the access denied message simply because only the administrators as a role are allowed to access the add new products view.